let's make a shoe rack together. First we have to start getting wood that we want to use, and I have to do the measurements for the shoe rack. And I just happened to measure it upstairs, which means it's 32.5 inches long by 13 deep. And so let's go get some wood. So I got some wood. There's some pieces down here, some pieces up here. We got some here. I'll probably end up using these as the top. So the shoes will sit on this, and we'll use all of these as the legs and the supports for the middle. So we got some wood here, and now I have to cut it to the length I want, and I have to cut it to the depth I want. So we'll get started on that. So now that I've cut the pieces I want, I had to make sure they're the exact same length. So I had to cut them perfectly within the same size. They line up perfectly. So these two will be the top shelf. So I can put them together like a groove. And the top shelf will look something like that. And I'll cut it down to make it 13 inches deep. Now we've got the first shelf going here. So this is the top shelf, the first one. So it'll sit, that's the thing you'll see the shoes will sit on up there. Now I have to make the sides and the second shelf. Okay, now I made the two legs, which are 24 inches tall. So they will be like this. They'll look like that. Top shelf will sit on top like that. And I will screw these together, and I'll make the second shelf after I screw those together. You change the battery. That's better. The other holes were a bit too deep. So I'm gonna do that in all the boards, and we'll come back after they're all done. All right, now I've got the sides. The legs are on. I screwed them into each other. Nice edge. We got the top shelf for the shoes, and the second shelf's gonna go in between here. So got a nice edge here. I'll have to cover this up with like a decorative piece of wood. But yeah, we're pretty sturdy, very sturdy. Got all the screws in and all the screws. I had to re-drill the holes because some of them were too deep, and so they didn't actually hold this on. So I had to re-drill most of the holes. But we'll come back when the next shelf's on. All right, found my second one. It was unfinished wood, so I had to put a coat of shellac on it, which is like a finish to make it look golden. So I got this one. It's drying right now. As you can tell, it's a little bit wet. But it's the second shelf that's gonna go in the center here. And then around here, to cover up this, I'm gonna put a border of some sort around the edge, probably about that thick, going around the edge to cover up this untouched wood. All right, so I finished all of actually I just finished it. All of the pieces of trim are around the edges to cover up the edges of the wood. It can look like that. So we got the top shelf, and these are the sides to keep the shoes from falling off the sides. And the inside, you get the second shelf. Beautiful, beautiful second shelf. Beautiful, and it's ready to be used. That was my quick tutorial on how to make a shoe shelf. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more.